What up, gang? Carolina Jackpot Time coming at you on Friday morning. I hope everybody had a good Christmas. This is the first time back on video since Christmas, and I hope that Santa Claus is good to each and every one of you. And if he wasn't, well, maybe next year you might want to consider behaving a little bit better. Excuse me, and not doing things like belching on camera, because Santa doesn't like that, does he? Yeah, he frowns upon that. Absolutely does. Got a few bowl games today to look at. I haven't really done any bowl predictions this year. Admittedly, there haven't been a lot of them that I've been real interested in, but just looking back over what we've seen so far, they've been real underdog heavy, and also a lot of teams giving some max effort in these games. You know, I've been told that bowl games don't matter. Seems like the only people that say bowl games don't matter are A, fans of teams that made it to the playoffs, or B, fans of teams who just didn't make it at all, who didn't even have a winning record. So to hell with all that. They matter to the players who were there. I'm seeing a lot of, like I said, good efforts out there by a lot of these teams. Like yesterday's game between Toledo and Pitt was insane. In the way that ended up there. Like, it's overtime. Is it over? It's over. No, it's not. Let's get back out of here and play again. It's over. No, let's get back out of here and play again. That one was crazy. Scarlet Knights, Rutgers. I thought old Rutgers was going to go out there to the desert and pick up a win over K-State. They were absolutely dominating K-State yesterday, kicking them in the face. And in the second half, I think Rutgers put up like 70 yards of offense. And that quarterback for them, that Ethan Kaka, I can't even pronounce his last name. He transferred from Minnesota. It's a Greek last name, Kakavamanis or something like that. Yeah, he's not been real good all year. That guy's not a great quarterback, so he couldn't come through in the clutch. I'm not sure what happened to Kyle Monungai for Syracuse. I don't know if he opted out of the game, for Rutgers. I don't know if he opted out of the game or not, but that's one that would surprise me. Anyway, let's get going and talk about these games real quick. Got the Birmingham Bowl today between Georgia Tech and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is currently catching 3 against Georgia Tech. This one's interesting. Pretty close drive there for both fan bases that are local to Atlanta and Nashville. Haynes King will play in the game for Georgia Tech. No opt-out there. Of course, Diego Pavia was granted an injunction in his case with the NCAA to play in the 2025 season. So he also will be playing in this game. And, Vanderbilt's been a covering machine all year long. Kind of faltered a little bit down the stretch. And what team was it that kind of got the ball rolling on them faltering down the stretch? My Gamecocks gave them a 28-7 ass whipping at home, and they kind of just weren't the same after that one. Tennessee took care of them, smashed them in Nashville after Vanderbilt took an early lead. But I think that a little bit of a rest was probably what they needed. You know, Pavia playing that kamikaze style of football all year long, taking things into his own hands. Just a very gritty player, fun to watch. And I honestly think that the wrong team's favored here. I think Vanderbilt's going to get the win in this game. I like them to cover. I like them to win outright. I mean, look, Georgia Tech's played well this year. But let's just face it, Vanderbilt has played, I'm not going to say they played a much tougher schedule than what Georgia Tech did. Georgia Tech did play UGA, of course, which they play every year, and they played Notre Dame, both games of which they lost. Outside of that, the schedule was pretty soft. That game one they played in Ireland, which seemed, it was 4 months ago. I mean, it seems like, 4 months ago. It seems like it was just last week, and it's crazy. We thought that was a huge win at the time for them. Turned out, it was one of their least impressive wins of the year. Their top wide receiver, Nick Singleton, he hit the transfer portal. He's transferred out. He's going to go to Auburn. That's all about getting a bag, and that's all that is. Hugh Freeze went in the portal last year and pulled in a decent couple wide receivers. Didn't do nothing with them. Oh, we didn't have a quarterback, so now we're going to go get a quarterback. Okay, so he goes and gets Jackson Arnold from Oklahoma, who just looked like a train wreck. I mean, I don't know that Hugh Freeze knows what he's doing, but anyway, I especially don't know that this kid knows what he's doing transferring to Auburn from Georgia Tech. I really don't think that's, a career move that's going to benefit him in any way. But that said, I think Vanderbilt's going to get the win here. I like the Commodores healthy, rested, ready to go. First time since 2013, I think they get the win, and I think they finish the season out with a winning record. That would be 7-6. That would make Georgia Tech 7-6 too if they do indeed lose that game, which they will. Texas Tech, Arkansas in the Liberty Bowl. You've got Arkansas catching 2 against Texas Tech. Seems like Arkansas is always in the Liberty Bowl if they make a bowl game. These two teams are both kind of up and down this year. Kind of know what you're going to get from them any week. Texas Tech, of course, has the ability to put a ton of points on the board, and that's where I think the difference is going to be here. I do think Texas Tech covers this. I do think they get the win. This could be a shootout type scenario. We could be looking at a 56-49, a 49-42 type game. Wouldn't be surprised if it went to overtime. Nobody of note there opting out for Arkansas, and I do think Texas Tech gets the win over them. Texas Tech has a good ability to rush the ball, run the ball, and Arkansas's defense can't stop a nosebleed. Go back and watch the game against Ole Miss if you don't believe me. Awful. Syracuse and Washington State will hook it up in the Holiday Bowl this evening. Washington State is catching 17.5 against the Fruit, and reason for that being almost all of their team is gone. Most of them hit the transfer portal. Head coach Jake Dickert left to take the job at Wake Forest. And you might think, well, why would you do that? Well, Wake Forest is now a Power 4 job. Well, always has been a power job. Washington State is no longer a Power 4 job, but we don't know what it was. Washington State's in the middle of, used to be in the Pac-12, now they're just kind of out there with Oregon State on an island by themselves. Going to try to reform the Pac-12. Supposed to start playing that in a few years with like San Diego State, maybe Fresno State, Boise State. I don't even know if Boise State's part of this, but this is it's just very strange times there that they can't. I don't know why they couldn't. Those and Oregon State. I think they would fit in the Big 12. So I don't understand the thinking behind that one there, but I think Syracuse is going to cover the spread here. I think they crush them. Honda McCord had a really good season for Syracuse. I can see them winning this game by 3 touchdowns. Washington State's they're not able to stop anybody all year long, and then now with half their players gone, it's going to be tough. There was even talk that they might even opt out of this game. They being Washington State, pronoun boy. But apparently they're going to go on ahead and play it. And it's probably going to be a paddling. What do you think about that coach for Syracuse, too? That Fran Brown, our Georgia Tech fans, our Georgia Tech friends, call him Fran Clown. And he kind of was a clown. After that game against Miami, where they won, where they came back and won, it's just like sometimes I think these coaches, when they get excited, they really just kind of say things in the moment, like without thinking. And when Fran Clown looks at the camera and says, "Dabo Sweetie, I got you one, baby," of course, meaning that he knocked off Miami, so that put Clemson in the ACC championship game. Wait, what? You're playing this game for Syracuse, right? Syracuse is playing this game to win the damn game for Syracuse to beat Miami and to get yourself in position for a good bowl game and win 9 games. We're not out there to win the damn game for Dabo Swinney. I mean, and there's probably very innocent. I mean, it's just like I said, just kind of speaking out of turn. That's really not thinking about what he's saying there, but I mean, still, just a clown move, in my opinion, by Mr. Clown, Coach Clown, as it were. Let me address him properly. Las Vegas Bowl. Now, this comes on tonight at 10:30. I gotta wonder why. You people do realize that the majority of your college football, there's college football fans all over. You have a large majority of your college football fans who are in the Southwest, the Southeast, the East Coast, the Midwest. It's kind of late, and this should be a good game. Texas A&M and USC. USC currently catching 4 here in the Vegas Bowl. I think A&M wins this game. I think they have the more solid team. Of course, their backup quarterback, Connor Wegman, he had the transfer portal. I'm not sure where he ended up at. Houston, that's it. He went to Houston. Big career move there. USC's Miller Moss, he hit the portal also. And that. So, where did he get to? I don't know. Somebody tell me where Miller Moss went. I'll think of it in a second. But I think A&M. That being said, is probably the superior team here to USC. A&M kind of faltered down the stretch a little bit too. So I think they'd be looking to atone for a kind of bad late season showing and get a good win here over a USC. Did USC begin the season in Las Vegas? I think they did against LSU. Pretty sure that game was in Vegas. So they're beginning and ending the season in Vegas. So you can change that saying from what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas to what starts in Vegas ends in Vegas. Carolina Jackpot coming up with a funny there. Anyway, these are which ones do you think? What a goof! I almost forgot one. The Armed Forces Bowl in Fort Worth, Texas. Why is the Armed Forces Bowl in Fort Worth? That's just not. It doesn't strike me as. I don't think military when I think of the Dallas Fort Worth area. Sorry, I just don't. I think when I think of that, I think of the East Coast. I think of Annapolis, Maryland, Norfolk, Virginia, hell, Charleston, South Carolina, even Jacksonville, Florida. I don't know. I don't think of Dallas though. But that's where the Armed Forces game is played at Texas A&M or Texas TCU. I get it right. There's too many schools tonight. TCU's stadium, the Amon G. Carter Stadium. Oklahoma and Navy. Navy is catching 2.5 here. I think Oklahoma was at one point like a 10-point favorite in this game, and it's been bet all the way down to Navy plus 2.5. That being because Jackson Arnold hit the transfer portal, I guess. I don't know that Navy couldn't have beaten Oklahoma with Jackson Arnold in there. He wasn't very good. I watched him play the Gamecocks firsthand. The guy was not good. I think Navy wins this game. I think they're going to be the more motivated team. This is not a bad trip for Oklahoma fans to make. I don't know how many of them you're going to see there, though. I don't know how many of them, how excited they're going to be in this game against Navy. It's not even a, it's not a holiday bowl type destination. And they're heading a few hours from home to Dallas, a city that they go to every year when they play the Texas Longhorns. I think this is going to be one of those classic don't want to be there type scenarios. I think Oklahoma's very disappointed in their season. They're actually lucky that they got into a bowl game. I mean, had they not had that blowout win against Alabama, and look, I mean, credit to them. I mean, they won the game, they blew them out, but it was a pretty big upset. It was a big upset that they won. It was even bigger upset that they blew them out. And had they not had that, I mean, they'd have finished up 5-7. And they looked like when they played South Carolina, they looked like a 4-8 team. I mean, they looked worse than the Kentucky team that finished 4-8. Those two playing each other would be in a good game, Kentucky and Oklahoma. But we didn't get to see that. No, we didn't, though. I think Navy wins this game, though. They're another one that kind of fell off a little bit down the stretch. They were really hot. They were undefeated. Then you'll remember, was it toward the 1st of November, I think, they played Notre Dame in what it was a really big game. And they just I think they were a two-touchdown underdog. And then it got bet down to like 13.5, and everybody was jumping on Navy, my dumbass included. And hell, they were losing by 14 like 5 minutes into the game. Just absolutely got crushed. So I didn't make that same mistake when they played Army. They being Notre Dame, again, pronoun boy. So that's where my thoughts are on those bowl games. Y'all can let me know what y'all think about these bowl games down in the comments below. Just looking at these things, one of them's on Fox, the rest of these games over on ESPN. And they're all on just plain ESPN, not on ESPN2. You don't have anything on ESPNU this time. And what I've noticed that they're doing, and they did that with some regular season games this year too, is that ESPN is actually delaying the kick times of some of these. They're directing them to delay the kickoff at some of these games when the previous game has run over. Maybe goes to overtime. Maybe, there's some, it's a close game at the end and there's lots of timeouts and it just lasts a little bit longer. We're seeing them back up some start times to accommodate for that so that we're able to watch the entire game on TV. I like that. Other than moving it to like the ESPN News, where you got to sit here and search for it, or you got to go to this another app on your TV to get on your ESPN app and watch the game there at the beginning of it. That was really inconvenient. So I like that they're doing that, but I don't understand why all these games have to be on ESPN. Why can't you put something on ESPN2 at a different time there to kind of balance this out a little bit? Same thing with this Texas A&M USC game. This Texas A&M USC game, let's just face facts, could come on at the same time and start up at the same time as the Syracuse-Washington State game. Because that one's just not going to get that many eyeballs. Let's just be frank with you. That they could do that, and that would help alleviate some of the pressure off those games. It would give us a better. Actually, I think Syracuse and Washington State may be on fire. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Use ESPN2 and ESPNU to your advantage, please, in the future. That'll go great. Anyway, that's my thoughts on those bowl games for today / this afternoon, guys. Let me know down in the comment section below who you think might win these games today. And, by the way, I think these games, I kind of like, other than with the transfer portal deals, you're seeing the quarterbacks are playing in these games. You're not seeing that many. We're not seeing as many opt-outs this year as we have in the past. And that kind of, I made that video about a week ago talking about the Gamecocks, Rocket Sanders, Kyle Kennard, who opted out of the bowl game. And I'm going to talk about our bowl game against Illinois either tomorrow or Sunday. I'm going to break it down. I'm trying to research Illinois a little bit better right now. I've gotten on some of their websites and just tried to find some scuttlebutt about them and where they're looking at this game from their perspective. I even got on a website that with a bunch of vlogs on it. It's called Writing Illini. Instead of fighting Illini, it's writing Illini. Okay, that's cool. Their wide receiver, Pat Bryant, who was probably, probably about the best wide receiver to come out of Illinois. He hit the transfer portal immediately. Not the transfer portal, excuse me. He opted out immediately as soon as the bowl game was announced that he wasn't playing in it. So you know, home slice there didn't. He's thinking about nothing but himself. But you know, Kyle Kennard and Sanders opting out. Look, I mean, like Cam Ward is playing in the bowl game for Miami, the quarterback. I mean, if anybody had opted out of a bowl game, I would have thought he would have opted out. I mean, Miami thought that they should be in the playoffs. Didn't make it. It was disappointing. It was a disappointing loss against Syracuse to end the season. But he's playing in the bowl game. Colorado, all those dudes, Travis Hunter, Shador, Dion's other son, Shiloh, they're all playing in the bowl game. You know, nobody would have thought these dudes would play in the bowl game. Everybody probably thought all those guys are out for themselves. They're all playing in the bowl game. You know, why our guys got to lay out of it? And that just don't make no sense to me. I mean, I think we could beat Illinois without them, and that's fine. They'll give you young, but I'm kind of still on I'm kind of agitated at them for laying out of the bowl game. You started something here. Yes, people call you a mercenary that came in for one season. Okay, well, you're a damn Gamecock, and the rest of the fucking Gamecocks are playing in the damn bowl game. So I think you should have been playing in the damn bowl game too. And that's just the way that it is. I don't care. They could put you in there for a half. You know, if we're winning the game, if we get up by a couple of scores, then take you out if you don't want to participate in the rest of it. But I mean, it's kind of like not going on a field trip. Why? Everybody else liked it. It was fun. We went to the zoo. So I'm not all for laying out of these bowl games, but that's just the way that it is right now. And I hope that it becomes less and less popular every year, and we see some more guys like Shador Sanders, like Travis Hunter, like Cam Ward, some star players on some teams that kind of had some disappointing ends to their seasons, who are doing the right thing, ponying up and joining their teammates. Carolina Jackpot still can't talk today. I don't know what's wrong with me. I didn't drink last night, and playing in these bowl games. So that's just my thoughts on that, guys. I will see you all later on. Appreciate you. Peace, and I'm out of here. Go Gamecocks. Woo!